these people present these things, and the government pays these people to get this information.
Okay.
And what they do is they go by a lot. They have other analysts to analyze all of these other people, and they put it all together themselves, and then they got their own data to see if it's justifiable. And I know that one of the things that you were concerned about, how come we have not moved up? And when you see the disparity in the wealth gap.
Well, let me go back and clarify what I was asking for. Uh, when the government have these programs, especially for poor people, and they're giving out either welfare or food stamps or whatever, or FAFSA and stuff for kids and stuff trying to get off into college. There is no, I haven't seen any data and stuff and everything that says that, well, this particular individual or this group of people and everything, we gave them X amount of dollars, and 15, 10 years later, 15 years later, 20 years later, here's where they are. And the money was well worth what we spent and everything to get them to where they needed to go. Almost, and I'll use you as an example how you spent your money and stuff on your children, and now you see what that money and stuff brought forth. That there was some success and stuff and everything because the money that you spent, that they are out there being productive citizens, and they are doing what they're supposed to be doing, and they're out there producing an income and making themselves their lives better. So that's what I wanted to find out and stuff. Where can we find that data and everything, or why don't these programs, these poverty programs, these children and family services programs and stuff, they have kids and stuff that go through their system, their foster care system. Where are they at 20 years later? Where are these kids and stuff at now? And by going out and analyzing that data and knowing who these kids are when they first came into the program and where they are now, you can at least do an analysis and stuff
Go
and
ahead, turn
talk
the show
about how
on,
you
bro.
can fine tune, huh?
Don't turn the show
It's been on.
on. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. We didn't
It's
talk to
been
other
on as soon
people.
as you started talking.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah,
We
well,
talking there.
that's
Welcome
that's
everybody.
that's the data that I think uh, that that we need to bring forth. And I think that any programs, any federal programs that you have, and you're putting money and stuff into it and everything, then there should be a requirement, necessity to be able to go back and see what's going on, see if that money was well spent, or maybe using that data and everything to to go to your program that you would still have active and tweak it a little bit and everything because what was successful 20 years ago may not be successful now. You can't keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over again and dumping money into it and everything and not adjusting your program.
Well, here's the thing, Ed. The one thing that I wanted to give you as far as the one thing that you have to realize, if you look at the wealth disparity, and it's hundreds of thousands of dollars
Mm-hmm.
compared to black people.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why is that, you know, it's the same thing that went on in the late 1800s and 1900s when they gave all of those settlers hundreds of millions of acres of land. And they helped them and gave them all kind of funds to help them farm. Well, what has happened is that when they allowed and this is the deal, when they shifted to try to bring the workers over here, that's the reason why it was a big thing on those visas. They called them I forget the titles of them, HVI, BC, or whatever visas. These were Bill Gates and some of these CEOs and what have you gave these people $200 million, or a couple of $100,000 to come over here and work. Google all of these people so that they can get their housing and everything else. They were working over there in their own country, and they was just making better than the rest in their country. But now they live here because they got all those visas, so they got a kickstart. Plus, they got a great job making over $100,000, $150,000, $200,000. The same thing, and that's the Indians as well as the Asians. So when you get a jump start and you got a good job making, but of course they're well educated. Now the thing is, how come they don't educate our people like that? We got the same ability, we got the same intuition and the same desire. See? And the thing is that when you say that they have given us all this money, well, I know for a fact, $200, $500, $600, $800, $1,200, not a lot of money per month. Then you might get $100, $200 for food substance. You'll get a subsidy for your rent. I'll never forget, I was working side by side, part-time job, after I leave my other job, and I was working side by this person who was using the welfare people to take care of her kids, but she was working.
Mm-hmm.
They allowed her to work a part-time job.
Mm-hmm.
She only paid, the rent was $900. She only paid $200 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. I don't remember the exact number, to be honest with you. And then she got a certain amount for food.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm saying is that when you don't have an upstart, a person that wants to work, person that's people need, some kind of way, we should know better, obviously, not having kids, that might be a possibility, and save your money and all of those things. But like we was talking earlier, certain things happen. People get pregnant, or something happens, they get in trouble, or all of those different circumstances. Now, grant you, out of our percentage, there is a larger amount, maybe. I don't know if the percentage of those people that is in those conditions, but we already know that 75% of white Americans have some type of government assistance. I don't think you heard what I said.
Yeah,
75% of white Americans have some type of government assistance.
I heard what you said.
Okay, so what I'm saying is that the point is they are more dependent on the government than we are.
But the point that I was trying to make and stuff, Ted, is that yes, there's assistance and stuff needed, but is the money that you're putting into our programs, is it making a good return? And
No,
can we prove
no,
that the money that we're putting into those programs have a good return?
no,
And also, can we account for the dollars and stuff that that the government is putting into these
No,
programs.
it's not a good return
Right. Now,
because it's not enough.
you you brought up a good point and stuff about yes, they probably do, but it's not all the same programs. They most of the folks in the Midwest or whatever, they're farmers and stuff, and these huge farmers and stuff receive government aid. They receive farm aid. Well, these farmers and stuff and everything, they receive the aid, but they can account for why they're getting this aid. They're dumping in, say, $10 million, but they're exporting X amount of corn or soybean or whatever crops or hogs or cattle or whatever. So they're that those dollars and stuff are being accounted for, and they're producing out a lot more than what you put in. So if you have a program and you're putting something in it, you want to get something out of it. You want to have something, some worth that comes out of it. And I'm trying to ask you and stuff, where's that worth at? If the dollars that's coming into our community, where is the worth at? What's coming out of it? What is the end result and stuff of those dollars coming into our community?
Well,
That was my point. What are the dollars? And you mentioned about the Gates Foundation, Bill and Melinda. Well, there's no longer Bill and Melinda and stuff now, but there was Bill and Melinda. They spent a lot of their money that they had accumulated and stuff from Microsoft. Well, and they brought these folks and stuff over, like you said, from other countries here, and they gave them those dollars. I would almost bet that someone came to them with a program and said, why don't you fund this program? And they came with them a good program, and they showed them and stuff that okay, you put these amount of dollars and stuff into it, there's going to be a return. These people and stuff are going to bring themselves out of poverty, or they're going to become a positive entity and stuff in this country and stuff. They're going to produce something when they come into this country out because they're spending, and I'm pretty sure that $200 million and stuff may have brought $200 billion and stuff into the coffers and stuff of this country, or into their coffers and stuff into their country for, and so there was a return and stuff on their money. Are the government getting a return on their money from food stamps, Section 8? Is there a return?
well, the thing is that the cream always rises to the top. You know what I mean? The
Well,
cream always rises to the top. There's always going to be exceptions that people end up becoming doctors, lawyers, engineers, uh, good managers, and what have you. But only a small percentage of that. If it's 10%, maybe. I don't know. But the point is, the cream out. The thing is that when you only living from welfare check to welfare check, and you're trying to have your kids be raised properly and do the best you can, you might have 4 kids and maybe 2 might break out and succeed and be what you had planned for them to be. But all of that, when you're talking years and decades of that surroundings of peer pressure, of doing not the right thing that's legal, or it could be legal, but the fact is that you're doing things that you have no business doing. So, and the mentality, some people don't care. They figure they can make it. And that's on both. That's on every ration. We're not the only ones that's going through that. Some people don't understand. That you know you do have to do the right things the best you can. But some of us, it takes a little longer, especially males. It takes a little longer. Females get it right away. You know, when they're 13, 14, 15 years old, they got it. They say, if I'm going to make some of myself, you know, I got to figure out what I'm going to do. I'm going to be a nurse. I'm going to be, you know, executive secretary, or maybe I'm going to be, you know, whatever the case may be, doctor, lawyer. So, but the males, it takes a while, bro. We're slower.
But
And then
but
we have
that's
more peer pressure.
but those are, in my opinion, those are excuses. And
No, it's just the
I'm
facts of life, bro. That's
I'm the
not an
kind of,
excuse. That's just the facts of life.
now listen to what I said. I said, in my opinion, those are excuses. In my opinion, those are excuses. And I don't, when I'm out there doing something, I have to find a way to be successful. That's how I feel about it. I have to find a way to be successful. Some kind of way I'm gonna be successful in whatever endeavor I'm gonna make. And I can't make an excuse and stuff. Well, uh, the horse broke down, so I can't finish planting my crop. What are you going to do if the horse breaks down? You're going to
Go
hitch
buy a
up.
horse. Go borrow the horse from the neighbor.
No, you're going to hitch up with one of them kids. You're going to put one of the kids, hitch him up to the plow. Yeah. Or you gonna turn around there and pull the plow and have the kids and stuff sit behind there and hold the arms and stuff and everything so you can finish planting that crop, because failure is not an excuse. It's not. It's not being able to do something is not an excuse. That's my opinion.
Well, let me
Okay.
give you some stats. You know, since you didn't want to go through all of the data, but I'm gonna give you a real quick stat, and it's gonna be real simple. And the thing is that, just a minute. Now, just to let you know that right now, the Asians, remember I was telling you that they was giving them all that money? They have the Asians as far as wealth over $500,000.
Okay.
They have the next in that group is white folks, over 300 and something $1,000 off. Then they have the Latinos, over 200 and something $1,000. They have us, $44,000. That's the wealth gap.
Okay.
Now, you have to look at how those wealth gaps came about. First
Doesn't
of all,
it doesn't matter how they came about,
no,
in,
it does matter. It
in
matters a
my
lot
opinion.
because, see, here's the thing: we have assimilated, we're integrated, we're individuals, we're not a group. Asians, they are a group. Latinos, they are a group. They will live with 3, 4, 5 families in one house. I'll tell you a story. When I lived in Culver City, there was this man who kept on building in his house different rooms. When his kids got older, they lived in that house.
Hmm.
Their kids, and they got married, they lived in that house.
Hmm.
How much money did they save? Millions, thousands of dollars, thousands of dollars.
and they did what they had to do to survive, to be
Well, it wasn't
trying
about surviving. They had a plan. What he
and,
had, the plan was, is that we're not going to let you go out and spend at that time $300,000 for a house, and then you're going to pay for it for 30 years, and maybe you might finish paying for it, and maybe you're not, but you're going to stay in that house, this house, and save your money and invest your money. You
you
know,
prove my
that,
point.
well, what I'm saying is that it wasn't an individual though. It was a
It
group of
doesn't
people.
it doesn't matter, Ted. If they felt that this is how they were going to succeed, and all the parts and stuff and everything agreed to that plan, and it worked for them. That's how they gain their wealth. Okay, the same thing happens with our community. Yes, they only gave you us $34,000, but there's a lot of people who started out with less than that, and they became wealthy and stuff off of whatever little money that they had, because they figured out a way how to make that money and stuff work for them. They figured out a way and stuff how to multiply whatever that they had. They figured out a way to do what they needed to do to become successful or to become wealthy. And you can do that. Even if you're an individual, you can still do it.
Oh yeah, you can
There's a way,
piecemeal
there's a way to
and
do that.
become.
And that is why I said that that's an excuse when you brought
Well,
the point up.
well,
That's the
well.
excuse. You can't use it as an excuse. I don't.
Here's the thing, though, Ed. You say an excuse, but
Mhm.
when you have been, I wouldn't call it brainwashed. I would call it a person that who wants to be independent. If you have children and siblings that want to be independent, have their own,
Mhm.
and they see other uh, co-workers, friends, what have you, have their own, they want to have their own, and they don't want to be under the same roof of their parents. There's a culture difference here, and you have to look at the culture. Most of our people like to be on their own. We don't want to be told what to do, or or even give some kind of instructions, and this is what we're going to do as a family, or this is how we're going to do it as a group, or whatever. They want to be independent. That's the American way. That is the American way, to be independent. However, we can't survive like that. That's our problem, because we don't come in as a group or even as a family to be to come in and do this. I'm gonna tell you another story. There's a family called the Patels here in Tampa. They have doctors in their family, they have lawyers in their family, they have all kinds of workers. Some of them are just regular workers. And these people built a compound, and all the Patels are living in that compound right here in Florida. They are multimillionaires. They got a number of businesses all over the place. So all I'm saying is there are people, we have a certain culture about ourselves because we've been Americanized. We are Americanized. And we think, and just like the Americans right now, they might own a $500,000, $600,000 house, but they living paycheck to paycheck, bruh.
That's a choice that they made, Ted. They made that choice. That was a choice that they made to live paycheck to paycheck. Just like you just mentioned and stuff about in our community and stuff. We look at other people and we got to have what they have. Well, if you want what they got, then you're going to have to work to get it.
Well,
There's no free anything. I don't
well,
care if
let
it's
me just
welfare. It's not free.
let me bring this up. In business, if you have a business, what positions do you have? You have a chairman, you have a president, you have a vice president, you have a COO, you have all of these different positions. Then on top of that, you have a board. Now, all of those people are working in conjunction to build this company to have a profit.
Hmm.
Now, each one of those people, when they go over and they say, okay, what we want to do is we want to raise some money. Right now, we're doing okay, and we're independent. We have a company, and we're making money, but we want to make more money. So what do they
Hmm.
do?
They
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 want to
sell
sell
stock,
stock
right?
into their company. So they get
Uh,
all of these people to invest to buy stock. And then if you're really good and a company is very up and coming, you might get uh, a Blackwell or a somewhere else to invest $1 billion, $2 billion to buy those shares. So
But
now
but
you got
but 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 those companies and stuff, Ted, even though they decide that this is what they want to do, if that company cannot show that their stockholders and stuff are going to make a profit and everything, they're not going to invest in them. So
absolutely. That's why they have
so
a record.
and that's what I'm saying to you and stuff. You have to show some value to whoever you need to show value to the person who is giving you the money. Your stockholders is the government, and they're the ones that's coming into the company of our community. We have a community, we have a company, we have all kinds of people in our community, and the
It's
government is
not
the
a
stockholder.
community, bruh.
And the government is the stockholder.
It's
Hold it,
not a
hold it. I'm giving
community.
you an analogy. I'm giving you an analogy, just like you just did. Okay, I'm giving you an analogy. I'm showing you and stuff that you brought this business up, and you said that they're going to go out and they're going to ask people, they're going to sell stock and everything. So it's the same thing going on with our community and stuff. We're asking the government and everything to become a stockholder in us. If we can't show a value, that they're not, they should not invest their money and
Well,
stuff in our
okay,
company.
I got you. I got you. But
Okay.
you know, the one thing that you have to understand is that they are a corporation who has invested in their employees to put the work out, and they reward their employees. When you compare a corporation to a community, you have to be on one accord, just like the corporations. The community has to be on one accord. Hey, is
Okay.
our security,
Okay.
is our
It,
neighborhood safe?
there,
Is our
I don't have a
schooling
problem.
safe?
I don't have a problem with that. They have to be on the same accord. So we have to get them. And so to be successful, we can't sit there and complain to somebody about they only gave me $30,000 and stuff when we aren't on the same accord. We have
Well,
a problem in there, and we have to solve our problem internally and stuff before we can expect somebody outside to be contribute to what we have. And if we can't do that, we are not going to be successful.
well, the thing is, when you say we, it's not we, it's the individual because they are working by themselves or in that community to get out of that community because that community is not supporting them and they're not supporting each other.
But in actuality, Ted, they are, because it's a
How are they supporting each other?
it's a circle. You every day you go out, you walk out in the street, and
Going to my job.
you walk into the store, you walk into any place and stuff and everything. You're going to walk in there, and the first thing they're going to do, you're going to buy something, and you're going to pay some taxes, or you
Who
own
owns that?
you
Who
bought a
owns that?
car,
Who owns
you bought
that?
a car, you bought a
Who
car,
owns that?
and you bought a car,
I'm
and
asking
they're
you a
going to
question. Who owns the
hold
store?
on, hold on, let me finish. You bought a car. Part of that fee to buying that car is that tax money. Where does
Who
that
owns the
tax
bank?
money? Hold. Where does that tax money go to? It goes to the government, and the government takes that money and distributes it and stuff back to whoever they feel is necessary for that money to be distributed to, whoever it is, whether it's the school system, whether it's the roads, whether it's to put into
Come
their
on, bro.
Medicaid program.
Come on, bro.
Yeah, that's what it is. I'm
No,
telling you what's
no,
going
it don't
on.
work that way.
Yes, it does.
No,
If
I
you are
mean,
putting that money and stuff, that's your part of,
microeconomics don't work that way, Ed.
but that's what's going
Microeconomics
on.
don't work that way, bro.
But that's what's going on.
Here's microeconomics. Let me just give you a quick synopsis. The microeconomics work like this. If I'm an owner of a store, if I'm an owner of not me personally, but different people are owners. All those people live in that community. All the cleaners person, the barber shop, the salon, the liquor store, all of those people own those businesses. If you got 20 businesses in the community and people are supporting those things, what happens is that I'm not sending my money out and I have to go 2 blocks or 5 miles to go to the grocery store. I'm supporting this person. Now, what happens to those people that are spending their money at that store? Those people are going to support. They're going to support the Little League. They're going to support any kind of
That,
sending people to
but that
college. They're
wasn't
going to do all of that.
what I said, Ted. That was
I'm just
not
saying
what we
that's
were talking about.
microeconomics, bro.
No. But that wasn't what I said. I wasn't talking about the product that you were buying.
That's how you grow a community.
I wasn't talking about the store owner. I was talking about the government.
The federal government ain't going to do nothing for you.
Ted, the federal government does stuff for you every day. They do stuff for
Federal
you every day.
government is
When
not going
when
to
you
do
go when
anything
you
for
go
you.
when you go as a business and to a SBA loan, you're getting it from the government. When you go
I already
and
gave you
you
statistics
and
on the
you
SBA loan, bro.
and when you ask
We get
them
less than
and
5% of that.
when you ask them for water to come into your house to help you to put water into your house, that's the government who is doing that. You are getting
It might
something
be the
back from
state
your
government.
dollars.
It might be the state government.
It doesn't matter. It's coming back to you eventually because you are going to have that resource.
But that's because I pay
If
taxes.
if absolutely,
And
and
if I
that's
got a
what I
house,
was
I'm
talking
paying
about.
property
I
taxes,
was
and that
talking
goes to the
about the
state.
taxes, not the business. I was not talking about
Well,
the business. I was
you
talking
paying
about the
taxes to the
government.
business too.
It does. I'm trying to make a point, man. I'm
All right,
just
make your
saying
point.
this
I'm
is.
gonna be quiet. Okay, I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna sit right back here because your point is not registering with me.
Well, you're not listening because
Okay, I'm be quiet. I'm gonna be quiet.
you have a one-track mind. Your mind is
No, I'm gonna be quiet.
on
Go
giving
ahead, say what you gotta say.
giving your mind
Go ahead,
your
say what
thing.
you gotta say.
Okay, all I'm saying to you, Ted, just like I'm gonna go back to where I started from. When you say that they're only giving our community $30,000 or whatever you said it is, and they're giving other people millions of dollars, and I said to you,
What did I
if
say? They're giving them $30,000.
you did. You said that they only gave us $32,000. That was the difference in our wealth.
No. $44,000 is the average wealth of the black person.
I thought you said $34,000.
Now,
Yeah.
44,000 is the
Okay.
average wealth of the average black person. That don't mean everybody got 44,000.
I
Some people don't have
understand that,
nothing.
but you threw out an average number. You said $44,000. So some people are gonna make less. Some people are gonna make more. I'm fine with that. My point and stuff and everything with that whole thing is that even though they gave that our average wealth and stuff is $44,000, that still doesn't mean that I can't take that $44,000 and become wealthy. That was my point. That's what I was trying to say in all this whole thing. And we were talking about, well, the
Well, that's
government.
you're talking about as far as an individual, and all of us don't have those same desires to become wealthy. Some people is satisfied living
And
a certain lifestyle.
and I said, remember I said to you, that was my point. That's how I feel about it. Every bishop feels that way. That was an excuse for saying that because I'm only getting $44,000, an average
You're not
of
getting
$44,000.
44,000. That's just the average wealth
That's what I'm
of
saying. The
of
average.
black
That's the
people.
average. That's my average. I'm getting average. I'm averaging $44,000, and I'm saying to you and stuff that even though I'm averaging $44,000, there's no excuse for me not becoming
Well,
wealthy.
okay, maybe I should break this down. Okay, because the way the wealth thing works is if you have a home, you have savings, you have a job. So if your home is worth $200,000 and you might have equity in your home, you might have a certain amount of savings or investments. That's what wealth is.
I understand.
So if I got a house that's worth 400,000 and I only owe 100,000, I got 300,000 available to me because I can sell that house, and then I'm worth automatically can sell that house, and I done made 200,000 or $300,000 on that home
Okay.
because I pay once I pay that $100,000 off. So that's my wealth.
Okay.
So now if I'm making, let's say, average salary is 60,000, I got some savings. Maybe I might have 10 or 15,000. So that's their wealth. The average wealth for a black person is 44,000. The average wealth for an Asian is over 500,000
And
because
that's
their
fine.
homes are more expensive. They have
And
more
and
equity into their home.
and that's fine. I don't care about them. They can do what they want to do. They can have $500,000 in their home or wherever it is. It doesn't matter to me. But
But what,
but you said that in our community and stuff that we want this wealth. We want to be worth more than
not everybody is. Just like
44,000.
everybody in the Asian community don't want to be wealthy, or they're not striving to be multimillionaires or big shots and all that kind of stuff. Some people just want to live a good life. They're not
Well,
looking to be. They're not striving to be millionaires. I'm gonna go to work. I can buy my kids some food now, and then I'm gonna try to make sure my kids can be the best what they want to be. Some kids might only want to be a janitor, bro,
I understand that.
or just a
But
retail clerk.
if that's your desire to do that, then why why complain if if you are not getting your fair share?
Well, here's the thing. When you say fair share, and once again, this is what I'm saying. There are people that want to be multimillionaires. I'm talking about black people. There are black people that want to be billionaires. See, and they looking for opportunity. Now, once again, I said SBA got almost $60 billion to loan out or guarantee, and we only get 5% of those loans.
And I don't see a
Matter of
problem
fact,
with
it's
that.
less than 5%.
I don't see a problem with that.
How come it's not a problem?
I don't see a problem with that
We're
because
we're we're 15% of
because
the nation.
because
Population.
we have not shown that if you put those
We built
dollars
this country,
in
bro.
our in
What do you mean we
we have
showed?
not shown if you
We
put those
built
dollars
this
in my
country.
hand that I'm
What are you
gonna
talking about?
take
We
that
haven't shown
money.
when we built this country.
What?
Off of the backs of slavery, we have invented more inventions than anybody, any nationality in this world, in this country.
That's great.
So we built this
And
country.
and
And what?
that's what I'm saying. And what?
What I'm saying, you
What are we
saying,
going to
and
complain about
what
there?
you saying
What
that we
do
haven't
we have
shown.
to
I
complain
don't
about?
know what we have to show. We are
we,
Americans. We should be
what do we
treated
have to
equally.
complain about there? That we done created all this stuff and everything. Our parents have foreparents have
Well,
came
if you know your
out of
history and you're supposed to
slavery.
be a history buff, you ought to know that they stole a lot of our patents.
Yeah, I understand that, but that's no excuse and stuff for where we at
Well,
and
you
stuff
keep on
right now.
saying excuse. You know, there's a right and there's a wrong. When you say there's no excuses, there's a
no,
right and there's a wrong.
no,
So therefore, they have done wrong because some of them people try to be individual, and you can't be individual.
You can't be. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That you can't be an individual. You have to be a group. If you want to be successful, you got to be a group and stand strong and stuff as a group.
Well, that's the
Now,
problem because
now
we've been
they have.
brainwashed thinking that we can make it by ourselves. We've been brainwashed, bro. There's a lot of
I
people out
haven't
there
been
talking about,
brainwashed.
when I came to this country, I didn't have a dime. Now, and some people make it, but everybody don't have that tenacity, bro.
I
But
don't
there
have
are
a
a lot
problem
of
with
people
that.
that's looking for the opportunity,
I don't have a problem with that.
but there are roadblocks, Ed.
I don't care about the roadblock. Find a way around them.
Okay,
That's what I'm
I
trying to tell
got
you.
you.
Find a way around them. I don't care
I
about the
got you.
roadblock.
I mean,
Find a
I
way
feel
around
you.
them.
I feel you. But what I'm saying
Now,
that
now, now,
capitalism is a
now,
vicious.
now, when you were a young man and you were sitting out there in this little town that we came from, you had ambitions and stuff in your mind, and
Not really.
all through your
Not really.
travels, and all through your travels to where you at and stuff now, there were roadblocks put up all the time. Did you let those roadblocks stop you?
No.
Okay, that's the point. That's my point. That's my point. You don't let no roadblock stop you. You find a way to be successful, or you find a way to get
But like I
whatever
said,
you want.
man,
If you want to
everybody
just,
don't have
if you
Ed.
want it,
All I'm saying is, bro, everybody don't have a strong constitution like you.
then stop
So
complaining.
the point is that there are people that just want to live a decent life.
Then stop complaining. If that's where you
Oh,
want to
okay. So
be,
you're telling people to
if that's
stop
where you
complaining.
want to be, stop complaining. Just go ahead on and do what you got to do and stop complaining about you ain't get this and you didn't get this. I didn't get this and I didn't get that. Stop complaining. Just sit back and say, okay, take whatever they get. As long as your family and stuff is okay, then that's fine. And there are
Oh, I'm
people who
not
are like
disagreeing
that.
with that. But like
Huh?
I said, no one wants to be treated unfairly. No one wants to be treated unfairly. No
But
one wants to be sabotaged.
that's not being if you were satisfied with just being living living paycheck to
Well, okay,
paycheck, then that's
listen
fine.
to what you just said. Think about this, Ed. I'm satisfied. I ain't got to make no whole lot of money. I'm happy making 45, 55, $60,000.
Okay.
But I say, you know what? I'm gonna need a size side business. I'm on and see if I can build this business.
Then you moved from just living this into
No,
a different. If you
I'm
want to know
almost.
that,
I'm sick of this job. I've been working this job for 20 years.
okay. So you
Yeah.
not satisfied
No,
with what
no.
you got.
It's
That's what I'm saying. You're not
no.
satisfied.
What I want to do is I want to work for myself, and I figure I can make the same amount of money, and then I'll be my own boss. So I decided I want to open. I'm good at tailoring. I can I can fix clothes up, and I can you know do all of that kind of stuff, and I can say, okay, I'm gonna open up a tailor shop and the cleaners. So I got a few dollars in the bank, not that much. And I go to the Better Business Bureau and say, I want a loan. They say, oh, no, Mr. Harvey, I'm sorry. We can't give you this loan. You don't qualify.
and, and as you just said, only 5% of the people who go to them, of our folks, go there who gonna get that money. So if you know only 5% of the people going there
Less
to
than
get that money,
5%, bro.
then you
Less
can't.
than 5%.
Then you can't be upset
Less than
because you
5%.
can't be upset because you ain't getting it because only 5% of them getting
But
it.
they
So
don't know that.
don't let that stop you.
But
Leave
they
the
don't know
SBA
that.
alone and find another way. Go get a conventional loan. Sell or take that profit out of your
That's
house
right.
and everything.
Go get that high rate interest loan.
Or take that
Then you're in
profit
debt already.
or
Instead of paying
or
5%, you're gonna be paying 12%.
take the profit out of your home that you have and fund your own business.
Maybe might
Okay,
have enough equity. But the wife says, no, you're not gonna use my
you got
house. The
well
wife says you're not
then
gonna
you
use
don't
my
want
house for
to
your business, bro.
then you got an anchor around your neck and you better get rid of that anchor. you got an anchor around your neck. I I
That's
haven't
all I'm saying.
I haven't never let an anchor stop me.
Like I said, Ed,
Yes,
everybody
he
don't
did.
have a strong
He stopped
constitution
me.
like you.
You told me, no, we can't do that. Okay. I went out and did it anyway. Harvey, we done talked almost 48 minutes here out of here. Our show just about over with and everything.
Well, the thing I want to get,
we
the
get
thing that,
close.
the only
So
thing I
what
want to
else?
get across is
What else you want to be talking about? Because I know when I say we're gonna close the show out here, and you take another 10 minutes and talk for another 10 more minutes. So almost, I'm gonna say you right now, we're gonna close the show out here. It's on you.
well. Here's the thing that the point that I was trying to make is that I'm somewhat of a Claude Anderson's uh, follower, but I'm not. I don't agree with a lot of things he says, but a lot of things he says, I would say 95, 90% of the stuff that he says, because we have to build a community. And that means businesses in your own community and have black people own them and they live in the community. And I mean every kind of business. That's how you keep the money in the community. And those people support the community in every way. Just like church is supposed to support the community in every way. Just like nonprofit organizations that are in those communities should support the children and those people that might have hard luck, because hard luck will come sometime. So the point is, that's a community. And then the community, when you need something, the community comes together and says, we need a community center for our young people. And those people say we're going to come together and we're going to find some funds to build that community center. Don't take the state, don't take the government. Now the state want to pitch in, the government want to pitch in. If a few millionaires want to pitch in, that's fine. But the community is the ones that's responsible. And then those leaders that are in that community should step up. And that's the problem right now. You have people need to
Yes.
step up. That's all.
That's one of the problems. Go ahead.
Well, the thing is too is that when you teach young adults on a certain kind of lifestyle to realize that you have to be a law-abiding citizen, that means don't break the law. Know the law and don't break the law. Don't mean that you're not going to make a mistake and you might get caught speeding, or you might, but basically that's it. I mean, you ain't got no business out there stealing. You ain't got no business out there robbing. You ain't got no business out there trying to swing on anybody. So the point is, that's the thing. Don't break the law so that you won't get in trouble. There's a thing called rite of passage. When you're a teenager, up until you're around 20, you might make a lot of stupid mistakes and do a lot of things. But the main thing is you have to realize that when you get in trouble, when a person gets in trouble, whether they're an adult or a teenager or whatever, you hurt not only your family, but you hurt your whole community. And that's the thing. And all of those other things that come with it, as far as striving, support. See the thing, and that's that's all I want to say. I ain't gonna say much more because I can go on and on. But I'm gonna just say just that.
You done shortened yourself because you only use up 5 minutes instead of 10.
I mean, I can go on, but I'm not gonna say anything else because it get too involved, and then I have to cut it short.
Okay, I'll finish it out there. I think we had a very, very interesting discussion and stuff and everything. And I guess Ted was giving his opinion and I know I was giving mine because that's how I feel about some things, because I don't let obstacles stop me from moving forward. And if I'm talking to a young person and stuff out there, that would be my point to them. You don't let obstacles stop you. And that word can't should be taken out of our dictionary. I can't do that. Yes, you can. If you want to do it, you can do it. If you want to be a mathematician and stuff, you can do it if you want to. If you want to be a scientist, you can if you want to. If you want to be a banker, you can if you want to. That would be my point and stuff. But anyone that we be talking to, that we have to, and if we can do that, that will take us a step further and stuff to be a prosperous community. That will take us a step forward to being a community and stuff that people look at and everything, and don't look at it in a negative manner, because you start talking about Black folks and stuff being in the urban area, and the first thing they talk about, oh man, I can't go there, because they've got bad stuff going on there. Well, we have to put forth an image and stuff that other people will look. And my parents would always tell me, my mother would tell me, brighten up your corner. If everybody brightens up their corner, then we're going to have a good community. If you go into some of the white communities and stuff, you don't see garbage everywhere. You don't see cars and stuff sitting in front of your door. You see grass growing. You see beautification going on. You see things that's nice. Even out in the street, you would see. I would go in some communities and stuff there in Chicago, and the ladies and stuff would be out there sweeping the streets with a broom. just to clean up their community. So they brightening up their corner. And I do that and stuff now. When I cut my grass, I make sure it's trimmed and everything real nice and stuff. And then I go out in the street and I blow the street down, get all the leaves and stuff and the dirt, the dust and stuff out of the street. And sometimes I would have people come out there too, and why are you over there blowing the dirt and stuff off your neighbor's yard? Well, I believe that if my stuff looks okay and my neighbor across the street got a little dirt sitting up there that I could out of his driveway or out of his curve and stuff and everything, if I can clean that up, my stuff look good, his stuff look good. I don't see a problem and stuff with that. I always try to do that, and my neighbors can tell you and everything that's what I do. I go up down the street, I keep the street clean. And my neighbor they go up and down the street now and keep the street clean. So we all are contributing and stuff and everything to the beautification and stuff of wherever we live at, brightening up that corner. And that's the way we should be, brighten up that corner. And we did that in our neighborhood, brighten up our corner and stuff and everything. I think we would change the attitude of a lot of people. Because when you're seeing garbage and stuff, when you're driving into your community, that's how people are going to treat you, like garbage. And we have to get rid of that and do something about it. We talked about the last show and everything. We talked about, I brought up the fact about Jackson, Mississippi and stuff, not taking care of their water problem. Well, I always thought and everything that they created their own problem and stuff. I can't see if you got a city government and you've gotten so many dollars and stuff coming into your coffers and everything that you can't pinch off a little penny of that and everything and commit it to making sure that the water is being taken care of. You might start with one block, dig up the old water lines and everything, or have a group of people or pay someone and stuff to come out, dig up that water line and stuff, put a new water line in. So you got one section done. You got a big map up there, the whole city, and every piece of that daggone thing should be taken care of. You should know what's been taken care of, what hasn't been taken care of. You got a cause and you got an effect. So anyway, I'm gonna get off that bandwagon because
Hey,
I think if I was the mayor of Jackson, Mississippi, and I wouldn't be complaining about the state not taking my money or the government not taking my money, I'm going to find a way to make sure that my citizens and stuff have good, clean water to drink. And that's a necessity, man. It is a necessity. And we shouldn't have that going on in the 21st century. Well, you can't
especially
drink
when you
your
have all
water.
these black mayors.
Right. You got a black mayor. Hey, man, step up, brother. I know. Don't complain about what he didn't do. People going to look at what you are doing, not what the other man did. Leave that other man
Or
out of
didn't
this
do.
equation. Leave the other board out of this equation. Well, they took the money and they did something else with it. Quit complaining about it. Do something about the problem. That's my point. Don't let nothing stop you from doing what you need to do and figure out a way to do it. Figure out a way to do it. If they had kept on every month or two and dug up some lines and stuff, and then when they finished digging up the lines and everything, you don't just cover the hole back up and everything and put the dirt back in the hole. You put the street back to where it was before. You come back and you pave that street again and stuff, so it looks real nice. So when people come by, they say, "Oh man," they don't even know that
But wait a minute.
the
Let
water
me just
line.
say this.
Huh?
Ed, let me say this right quick. Even if the state, and we know that the state already said that they didn't want to help because Biden said that he was going to send $1 billion, and they say, well, you can send that $1 billion, but we're going to be in control of it. Biden said, well, I ain't going to send it to you. So
There, you're right there. They did say that, but I'm the mayor of this city. I don't care what that governor said. I'm gonna find out a way, or I'm gonna talk to the federal government and stuff. So, okay, they said that money comes here. Well, some monies come from the federal government directly into their coffers. I'm gonna find a way to put that money into my coffers. I'm gonna tell the government to say, okay, they said that they ain't gonna give us the money. So I'm gonna say, Biden, get you and Pete or whoever is out there and everything, y'all come down here. We're gonna open the door to you all. You all come down there and set up whatever you want to set up, and you guys do the work. The money ain't got to come to us. There's a way around it. You just got to figure out a way around it. If they said they're going to give you $1 billion to come down and do it, and the state said, no, you ain't sending that money to our city, well, I'm going to invite them. They my guests. The federal government is my guest. Send your folks down here and fix this water. That's my soapbox. Hey, people, we've got our hour is over here. I don't know about you, but I enjoyed myself.
All
I've
right.
enjoyed myself. And Ted, I hope that you don't let your visitors and everything stop us from having our time here and everything, coming up here. So and you know what I'm talking about. Bring them on the show.
I'll bring my top, and what
Okay.
day is that? I think that's on a Thursday too, because that's when we have our shows.
Yeah.
So I might have to go ahead on and sneak away in somewhere in a private room. And then if anybody wants to come on, they can come
They
on.
can come on. They can come on and sit down and sit up there, and we can just talk and have us a good old time. Bye bye, people. Enjoyed you.